Everybody. So, on this episode of How Am I Going to Destroy My Kitchen, as you can see, it is already destroyed. So, we're just going to layer on top of the destruction. Y'all can see my daughter's face next to the screen right now. You would be very entertained. She's trying to throw me off my game. So, we are going to make chocolate protein muffin slash cupcakes. Texture's kind of halfway in between, but they are oh so good. And I want some, so I'm going to share the recipe with you. So takes a few ingredients, but it's just one bowl to mix it up. So we have almond flour, some sugar sweetener, a pack of sugar-free chocolate pudding mix, some yogurt, some eggs, cocoa powder, and I just picked up the C4 whey protein. And it's Hershey's chocolate, so it's got to be super chocolatey, right? Here's hoping. And then, of course, when you bake, you need baking soda and baking powder. So I'm going to keep looking down at my phone. That's why you're going to see me looking down. Anyway, what we are going to start with is we are going to start with our dry ingredients, as you know, we normally do when we are baking. So we are going to start with 1.5 cups of almond flour. And then we are going to pour in cocoa powder. Hey, Jess, you want to open that, please? And we're going to do 3 tablespoons of this. So, super fun fact, if you compare ingredients, the generic Great Value brand is 10 calories more than the Hershey's. And it's like a 20-cent difference. So I went with Hershey's. So 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're going to do 1 pack of chocolate pudding mix, sugar-free. She is still struggling with protein powder, so we will add that shortly. We are going to do 1/4 cup of sweetener. The sweetener really is up to you. You know, if you're looking to appease the children and you want something super, super sweet, you can do, a little more. I don't need it super sweet, so I'm just doing 1/4 cup, and she has broken into the protein powder. So it smells really chocolatey. So we are going to do 2 servings of our chocolate protein powder. And then we are going to do 1 teaspoon each of our baking soda and baking powder. And we're just going to give that a good mix here real quick. Jess, you want to break into that too? Oh. She didn't know she was going to be my assistant.
No, I'll move upstairs.
So we have the oven preheating to 350. All right, so now for wet ingredients, we're going to pop in our eggs, 2 eggs. And we are going to do 1/3 cup of yogurt. You can use vanilla or plain. Plain just happened to be what I grabbed out of the fridge here. And then we need 1 cup of milk. I use Fairlife milk just to get that added protein in there. So the last time I made this recipe, it was about 10 grams of protein per muffin. I will have to see with the new protein powder what it would be. It should be about the same. I believe they were about the same. And then we're going to mix. Did forget to add the vanilla extract. So we're going to pop that in here too. I don't know how I forgot that. Every single recipe, whenever you're baking, has vanilla extract in it. I think it's just an unwritten rule that it has to be there. All right, we have cupcake batter. So I have discovered, thank you, my dear, that an ice cream scoop works wonderfully to scoop into a cupcake pan. So I have a silicone pan. If you don't have a silicone, you're gonna want to put your cupcake wrappers in or spray it. But you're just gonna do one scoop. Now, what you can do is at this point is you can add some chocolate chips in if you want. I did a tablespoon. The last batch I did a half a tablespoon for each cupcake. This batch, I'm gonna actually leave the chocolate chips out and I'm gonna make a peanut butter frosting to go on top using PB2, some vanilla protein powder, and maybe some yogurt, maybe some pudding mix. I'm not really sure. It's going to be an adventure. So we'll see how it turns out. But so I either get 11 or 12 cupcakes. It always seems to vary when I make this. Not sure why. I guess some of my scoops get a little bigger. And yes, as per usual, it's my kitchen, so I can use my fingers. All right, so this batch definitely, we have 11 cupcakes, and that is okay. So we're gonna pop it in the oven at 350, 20 to 25 minutes, usually takes 22 minutes. Then I'll show you what we have when we're done. Okay, so our cupcakes are out of the oven. I've already popped them out of the silicone pan. And in the meantime, I was playing around with the peanut butter frosting kind of thing. So it's definitely more of just a peanut butter than a frosting. Probably add a little more milk. It'd be maybe a little more of a frosting consistency. But what I did was 3/4 cup of PB2, 1 serving of vanilla protein powder, and 1 cup of milk. And I just mixed it up together and just made a high protein peanut butter to go on top of our chocolate muffins. So you could also do, oh, and I put a pack of vanilla sugar-free pudding mix in that. But you could do it with chocolate as well and just do chocolate protein powder, chocolate pudding mix, and milk until it was a frosting consistency. That seems to be kind of the sweet spot of making the frosting. Still playing with it. So let's see if this will spread on one of these cupcakes. So it'll spread like frosting. And yes, in a perfect world, I definitely would have like measured all this out. I just realized I didn't do that. So what I would do is, this looks like enough to be pretty much for all of these cupcakes. So I would weigh all of this and divide it by 11. And that would be about how much I would add to each one, as far as getting accurate macros. But what you're going to be looking at is the inside of your cupcake. So these are delicious. They're 10 grams of protein without the frosting. Also, I'll figure out the macros for the frosting, but this is a great sweet treat without all of the sugar added in. So I hope you enjoy making this recipe. Remember, you can add the chocolate chips into the batter. Just put it in before you bake it and just take a toothpick and kind of swirl it around. Or you can even add a few sugar-free chocolate chips to the top if you wanted. But I hope you enjoy. And as always, hit me up if you have any questions.